as I live.
So we had bought a house in the city.
What state?
In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And that was during the times when very few Americans, we were called Negro back then. We went from, when I was born in 41, we were called colored people. And then when the 50s hit, we were called Negro. And the Negro National Anthem came out then. You know, lift every voice and sing. And they've changed the name recently, but it's the Negro National Anthem. And the times were such that when Desiree was born, one of the first things that occurred is an I'll say black soldier came back from war, from serving, went to Florida and married interracially, married a Caucasian girl. And we had trouble from the beginning because it wasn't common then, black with Caucasian female, black male. And when he got back, he went to Florida and he was taken to the top of one of their highest hotels and hung to demonstrate their hatred for the message, no black male with a white female. This is how the atmosphere generally at the time Desiree was born. And we had a beautiful house, Angora Terrace up from KFC, that little street where KFC sat next to Baltimore, Angora Terrace. And I worked at Univac, which was Remington that ran Univac. And nice car, A1 credit. But in the back, from Baltimore Avenue, the street, which they happened to be black, they would go, the winos in the alley, and go through the back. And that was the year that Jansen pants came out, Sansabelt. And prior to that, it was to the cleaners, get your pants clean and pressed. Well, here are these new pants where you could wash them and the pleats stayed. So I had to be dressed to go to work, tied. So I hung them out, had Gloria wash them, hang them out in the back. Well, they came and stole them from the back, the winos from. Then I bought a beautiful boxer dog to guard the backyard, to alert us. And he was 6 months old, just enough to alert us. They stole the boxer. Then we had homeowners insurance and all beautiful storm windows, and we had to have homeowners pay because they'd gotten up onto the roof and pried the windows. So by this point, it was obvious that the city, I didn't want to stay anymore. I did not want to stay and keep my family there. That's when the picture that you may have seen it, Desiree, when she was on a blanket, a little baby, on a blanket. I had her covered. I had set up in my basement a laboratory black room, and I took the picture and developed it in the basement, and she still has that picture when you were a little baby. And I was interested in living peacefully, aquariums, and this element. The hoodlums hadn't gotten on the street now. They weren't yet wearing the pants down. The pants were up around the waist. No, you know how now they wear them? That had not occurred. So we found a place, 35 acres, out in Swinksville, 35 miles outside of Philadelphia. And it had previously been a training ground or field for the Philadelphia Phillies. On the bottom land there were 3 cabins, 3 green cabins, one of which had the Phillies pitching machine still there. The log cabin on the bottom land, and our cabin was up on the hill. It could be seen from the town. The town, Swinksville, had no black people except one until I got there. And the one they had, his name was Sam, and he was Sam the junk man. He lived deep in the woods. He was one of the richest people in the whole area, so that he was, he was off limits as far as being out. He was that wealthy. And then I was not, of course. Our cabin didn't even have enough power to run a television. It would put lines on the screen and get a picture, because we needed to get a third line triplex to bring enough power in, because we were that far up on the hill. And so we get out there, and say 35 acres, a creek running through the bottom land. The other side of the creek was 30 acres owned by Governor Pennypacker, who was former Governor Pennypacker at the time of Pennsylvania. He had dog houses, and in his dog houses, his dogs had color televisions in the dog houses. This is how he lived. And he had his 30 acres on the other side of our creek, Route 29 and Perkiomen Creek, which is wide as the Delaware. Big fish, muskellunge. You couldn't take them out under 3 feet. You're not allowed. Huge